Have you ever caught yourself holding onto the railing a little tighter than you used to? Maybe your legs feel slower these days, like they've quietly forgotten how to keep up with the rest of you. You tell yourself, it's just age. Your friends nod. Even your doctor might shrug. But what if I told you that's not the whole truth? After working with hundreds of older adults, I've seen something remarkable. Weakness in the legs often has less to do with aging and more to do with what's quietly missing inside the body. 3 simple vitamins. That's all. Yet without them, the connection between your brain and your muscles begins to fray. Your steps lose their rhythm. Balance fades. Nights bring cramps and mornings bring stiffness. I remember one of my patients. Her name was Margaret, 68, from Ohio. She loved her early walks by the lake, but one morning she stumbled on her front steps. She laughed it off, but deep down she felt afraid. Months later, her legs grew heavy and unsteady. She stopped walking altogether. When we ran a few simple tests, her vitamin B12 and D3 levels were nearly empty. We started a nightly routine. Just 2 small tablets before bed. 3 weeks later, she called me and said, "Doctor, my legs remember me again." That line has stayed with me ever since, because the truth is, your body does remember. It knows how to heal, how to rebuild, how to stand tall again, if you give it the tools it's been waiting for. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself, could something as simple as a vitamin help your legs remember their strength? Let's find out together. Let's start with the first and most overlooked one, vitamin B12. Most people have heard of it, but few truly understand what it does. Think of B12 as the electric wire that keeps your brain connected to your muscles. When that wire begins to fray, the signals from your brain can't reach your legs properly. The muscles are still there, but they stop responding the way they should. That's why so many seniors describe their legs as heavy, sluggish, or not listening. They think it's aging, but really it's a quiet shortage of B12. I've seen it again and again. People in their 60s or 70s who walk slower, stumble more, or feel tingling in their feet. And when we test them, their B12 is dangerously low. Let me tell you about Frank, a retired teacher from Arizona. He came to me frustrated. "Doc, my legs feel like they belong to someone else." He was taking walks every morning, eating well, doing everything right, but his balance was off. We discovered his stomach had stopped producing enough acid to absorb B12 from food, something that naturally happens after 60. Within 2 weeks of taking methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, under his tongue every night, his stride grew stronger. By 6 weeks, he told me, I walk without thinking about it again. Here's why timing matters. Your nervous system repairs itself while you sleep. That's when your brain rewires, your muscles reset. Taking B12 before bed gives your body the signal it's been waiting for, the chance to restore the connection between mind and muscle. So if your legs feel weak, maybe they're not aging. Maybe they're just waiting for the message to get through again. When people hear vitamin D, they usually think of bones. And they're right, but that's just the beginning. Vitamin D3 isn't only about keeping bones strong. It's the quiet force that helps your muscles heal, rebuild, and wake up stronger each morning. Here's something few people know. After the age of 60, your skin produces 75% less vitamin D from sunlight than it used to. You could spend an hour outside soaking in the sun and still not make enough. That's why so many older adults, even those living in sunny states, walk around unknowingly deficient. I remember Eleanor, a 72-year-old former nurse. She told me, I used to hike every weekend. Now, after folding laundry, my thighs ache. Her blood work showed her vitamin D3 levels were barely measurable. We started her on a nightly dose, just 2,000 IU of D3 with a spoonful of olive oil before bed. Within a month, her soreness faded. 3 months later, she was back on the trail, smiling like someone who'd just been given her legs back. The secret isn't just the vitamin, it's the timing. Your body repairs itself at night. During deep sleep, growth hormone rises, tissues rebuild, and the tiny muscle fibers torn during the day begin to mend. D3 fuels that process. It's like flipping on the repair switch while you rest. When you take it before bed, you're giving your muscles exactly what they need, right when they need it. Research shows seniors who do this cut their risk of falling by a third and boost leg strength by nearly 20% in just a few months. So if you wake up stiff or sore, don't just blame time. Maybe your body's simply asking for a little more light, even in the dark. If vitamin D3 is the light switch that turns on repair, then vitamin K2 is the guide that tells your body where to send that healing energy. It's the quiet traffic controller of your calcium, directing it into your bones instead of letting it get lost in your arteries, joints, or soft tissues. Most people have heard of vitamin K, but they're thinking of K1, the kind in leafy greens that helps blood clot. K2 is different. It doesn't clot blood. It builds balance. It keeps your bones dense, your legs flexible, and your circulation open. Without it, calcium drifts into the wrong places, stiffening your legs and stealing the very mobility you worked so hard to keep. I once met Robert, a 70-year-old who loved gardening but complained that his legs had grown stiff, like the ground I'm digging. His tests showed normal calcium, decent vitamin D, but almost no K2. Once he started taking MK7, the form of K2 that stays active through the night, something remarkable happened. Within weeks, his knees felt lighter. By 2 months, he said, "My legs don't creak when I kneel anymore." That's the beauty of K2. It not only strengthens your bones, but also helps your muscles use energy efficiently, improving blood flow and reducing fatigue. For seniors with diabetes or poor circulation, that can mean the difference between walking confidently and shuffling carefully. And when you pair K2 with D3, they work like old friends. D3 pulls calcium into your bloodstream. K2 shows it exactly where to go. Together, they transform stiffness into strength. So if your legs feel tired or tight, don't just stretch. Redirect your strength home. Give your body the guide it's been missing. Imagine this. As you drift into sleep, your body quietly begins its night shift. Your brain slows, your breathing deepens, and deep inside, trillions of cells start repairing the wear and tear of the day. This is the moment when those 3 simple vitamins, B12, D3, and K2, become a symphony. Each plays a different instrument, but together they create balance and strength. B12 reconnects your brain and muscles, restoring the signals that tell your legs to move. D3 fuels the rebuilding of muscle fibers and calms the silent inflammation that makes you ache in the morning. K2 makes sure calcium finds its way into your bones, keeping them solid and light at the same time. When one is missing, the whole system struggles, like an orchestra playing out of tune. But when all 3 are present, the change can be felt within weeks. I've seen people who couldn't walk across their living room without holding onto furniture, slowly regain confidence in their steps. They didn't start running marathons, they just stopped feeling afraid to fall. And that, for many, is freedom. One patient, Helen, 74, told me something beautiful. I used to fall asleep worrying about my legs giving out the next day. Now, I wake up wondering where I'll walk first. That's what happens when your body finally has what it needs. It remembers how to rebuild itself, not through medication or miracle cures, but through nourishment and rest. So, before bed tonight, think of those few quiet hours when your body works hardest for you. Ask yourself, are you giving it the tools it needs to heal? Because real strength doesn't come from fighting time. It comes from finally letting your body catch up with its own wisdom. Here's something few people realize. The body doesn't rebuild itself while you're awake. It heals while you sleep. Those quiet nighttime hours are when your brain, nerves and muscles go into repair mode. And that's exactly why taking these vitamins before bed makes such a powerful difference. Think of sleep as your body's construction shift. During the day, you use energy, wear down fibers, and stress your joints. But at night, growth hormones rise, cells renew, and your nervous system rewires itself. That's when your body says, "All right, let's fix what's broken." Now imagine this. You go to bed, but your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs. No B12 to rebuild the nerves, no D3 to strengthen the muscles, no K2 to direct calcium into the bones. The workers are there, ready to repair, but the tools never show up. That's what happens when your vitamin levels run low. You wake up stiff, sore and tired, not because you didn't rest, but because your body spent all night trying to heal without the right supplies. When you take B12, D3 and K2 before bed, you're giving your body the full toolbox right on schedule. B12 supports nerve recovery as your brain rests. D3 fuels protein synthesis and calms inflammation. K2 locks calcium into the right places so your legs wake up strong, not heavy. Research confirms it. Seniors who supplement at night see faster muscle recovery, fewer cramps, and better balance than those who take the same vitamins in the morning. So the timing isn't a small detail. It's the missing key. Because your body already knows how to heal. It just needs you to give it the chance and the right nutrients before the night shift begins. Let me share something that's stayed with me over the years. It's not just lab results or studies that convince me this works. It's the people, the real stories. There's John, a 76-year-old veteran who told me his legs used to cramp so badly at night he'd have to stand up and walk around the room until the pain eased. Sleep became a battle. He thought it was just old age. When we checked, his vitamin D3 was nearly depleted, his B12 barely registering. We started a nightly routine, D3 with a small spoon of olive oil, B12 under the tongue, and K2 before bed. 2 weeks later he said, "Doc, I slept through the night for the first time in years." By the second month his steps were firmer, and he'd stopped using his cane around the house. He didn't change his entire lifestyle, he just gave his body what it needed to heal. Then there was Maria, 70, who told me she used to fear stairs. Her legs felt weak and unreliable. We ran simple tests, the same pattern, low B12, low D3, no K2. Within a month she was walking stairs again, slowly but steadily. She said something I'll never forget. I thought getting older meant losing pieces of myself, but maybe it just means learning what my body's been asking for. That's the beauty of this approach. It's not magic, not medicine, just giving your body back its natural ability to restore itself. When you start feeding your body the right nutrients before bed, the changes don't come overnight. They begin overnight, quietly, gently, And then, one morning you notice your legs no longer hesitate when you stand. That's when you know healing has started. Here's something few people talk about. The strength of your legs can predict how long and how well you'll live. It's true. Studies show that seniors with strong leg muscles not only walk more steadily, they also live longer, recover faster, and stay independent far beyond what most expect. Think about it. Your legs aren't just for walking. They're your foundation. Every movement, every step, every small task, from getting out of bed to reaching for a cup of coffee, depends on them. When your legs weaken, the whole world starts to shrink. You move less, your balance falters, confidence fades, and before long, even simple things feel risky. But the opposite is just as true. When your legs regain strength, everything expands again. You walk more, your heart pumps better, your mood lifts, your energy returns. I've seen it happen countless times. One of my patients, Carol, 73, used to say, "I stopped walking far because I didn't trust my legs anymore." After 6 weeks of restoring her B12, D3 and K2 levels, she told me something that made me smile. "I walked to the mailbox today, and then I just kept going." That's the quiet miracle of strong legs. They don't just keep you upright, they give you freedom. Research even shows that older adults who maintain leg strength are up to 3 times less likely to fall or suffer hip fractures. And once you reduce falls, you change everything: independence, confidence, longevity. So, the next time you take a step, remember, it's not just a movement. It's your life continuing in motion. And if you can strengthen your legs before bed each night with nothing more than a few key nutrients, you're not just protecting your body, you're protecting your future. Now that you know what these vitamins can do, let's talk about how to make them work even better. Because no matter how powerful a supplement is, it's your daily habits that turn chemistry into healing. The truth is, your body doesn't just need nutrients. It needs the right environment to use them. And the good news, you don't need to overhaul your life. Just a few simple adjustments can make all the difference. First, stay hydrated. It sounds simple, but water is what carries those vitamins to every cell. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your body struggles to absorb and circulate nutrients efficiently. I tell my patients to keep a small glass by the bed. Take a few sips before sleep and again in the morning. Second, keep your dinners light. A heavy meal late at night makes your body focus on digestion, not repair. But when you eat something gentle, a little soup, steamed vegetables, a handful of nuts, you free up your energy for healing instead of processing. Third, move your legs, just a little, before bed. Simple stretches or gentle ankle circles help boost blood flow, carrying oxygen and those essential vitamins right where they need to go. I call it the good night signal, telling your muscles, we're about to rest, but we'll keep getting stronger while we do. And finally, consistency. The body loves rhythm. Taking your vitamins at the same time each night teaches your system to expect and use them more effectively. I've seen countless seniors regain not just strength but hope through small acts like these. Healing isn't a single moment. It's a quiet partnership between your choices and your body's wisdom. Each night you care for yourself, you're reminding your body, we're still growing, still healing, still alive. If there's one message I hope you take away from this, it's this simple truth. Your body hasn't forgotten you. Even after 60, 70, 80 years of life, it still remembers how to heal, how to rebuild, how to stand strong again. It's never too late. It just needs a little help remembering. You see, your body is wise. Every cell carries the memory of balance, strength, and vitality. But over time, life gets noisy. Stress, medication, poor absorption, skipped meals, and those memories fade under the static. The good news, they're still there, waiting for a spark. That spark might be as simple as a nightly habit. A glass of water, a few light stretches, and 3 small vitamins, B12, D3, and K2, working together in silence while you sleep. No hype, no miracle, just giving your body the tools it's been asking for. I think about Margaret, John, Carol, and so many others, each of them once afraid of losing their independence. But once their legs grew stronger, their world opened up again. They didn't just walk better, they lived better. And maybe tonight, that can be you. Because the truth is, age doesn't steal your strength. Neglect does. And when you start giving your body back what it needs, the results are nothing short of grace in motion. So, as you turn off the lights tonight, take a quiet moment. Feel your legs, those remarkable pillars that have carried you through decades of living. They've never given up on you. Don't give up on them. Give them what they need. Let your body remember. And when morning comes, you might just find yourself standing taller, not just in body, but in spirit.